So this is no joke, one of the best updates that YouTube has ever made, because now YouTube is letting you turn off Shorts on iOS and Android. This is actually an update to an already existing update called Shorts Feed Limit, where you can essentially limit how much time you can view YouTube Shorts for so you don't get addicted to them. You can set the limit for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes or whatever, or the new option, 0 minutes. So YouTube's time management settings now have an option to put a 0-minute time limit on Shorts, effectively removing them from your app in Android and iOS. The option is an update to the Shorts timer YouTube originally announced in October. The lowest previous option was 15 minutes. The feature was expanded in January to give parents some control over how long their kids spend scrolling through Shorts, with an option for 0 minutes coming soon. This actually really makes me mad and makes me want to go on a rant, but I'll save that for a little bit later. According to YouTube spokesperson Mackenzie Spiller, the option to set the timer to 0 is now, quote, live for all parents and is currently being rolled out to everyone, including users with regular adult accounts. Regardless of age, it can be a handy tool for anyone who wants to spend a little less time scrolling. The Shorts tab won't show any videos once you hit your limit, just a notification that you've reached your Shorts feed limit. In our test, hitting the time limit also removes Shorts from the home screen, which is really good. So by setting the timer to 0, you can ignore Shorts entirely if you want. To turn on the timer, go to the settings in the YouTube app and select time management, then toggle on the Shorts feed app and select a time for it. Remember, this is a brand new update, so this might take some time to roll out to everybody. So before some of you guys say, oh, I don't see that option on my phone or Android or whatever, give it some time. It might actually take a few days, weeks. But the reason why this line over here actually makes me really upset is because remember that YouTube rolled out global AI age verification for everybody who wants to go ahead and have all their features on the app. So what makes me annoyed about this is the fact that YouTube and many other social medias do have tons of parental controls and options to make it so your kids don't get addicted to social media. We can all criticize YouTube as much as we want, and as you guys know, I do all the time, but YouTube is actually trying to implement features like this to make it so kids aren't getting addicted to social media. And yet still the entire world's governments are trying to roll out AI ID age verification for everybody for breathing the wrong way, so everybody has to submit an ID just to basically be able to use the internet. Obviously, in August of 2025, YouTube also made the inevitable decision that they're actually going to have global ID age verification on the platform. Now, at the time, and I still do now, I totally disagree with the decision. YouTube has never been mandated to have global ID age verification. They were just asked to implement ID age verification in certain states and certain countries. So the fact that they did it globally, I have a huge problem with. Yes, I understand people are going to try to defend YouTube and say, oh, it's part of the law. They have to follow the law. Remember that YouTube is owned by Google, which is owned by Alphabet, meaning they have tons of money. As we speak, Alphabet is the second biggest company in the entire world based on market cap. They are worth about $4 trillion. So surely they can use that money to go ahead and fight against IDH verification and support the privacy of their users. Although Google has been caught in a lot of privacy issues as well. But you know, with the whole YouTube Shorts thing and other things that they're doing, they are actually trying to fight against IDH verification. So I was hoping that Google and by extension YouTube would use that money to go ahead and fight against some of these IDH verification laws and say, see, look, we just got rid of the option to make YouTube short. Surely you guys shouldn't mandate us to have IDH verification in certain countries and stuff. And if YouTube can't use their money to fight against all these IDH verification laws, how come Meta is able to use their money to go ahead and fund all the IDH verification laws throughout the country and possibly even around the world? Meta has been funding millions, if not billions of dollars into IDH verification laws and having politicians lobby for them. And they are able to use their vast resources and money to go ahead and push IDH verification. So you would think that when YouTube goes ahead and rolls out an update like this, where they're actually trying to stop kids from getting addicted to social media, YouTube in general, and YouTube Shorts specifically, they would use some of that money to go ahead and fight against IDH verification, but I guess not. In fact, when Australia rolled out their mandatory social media ban for kids under 16, YouTube actually wrote a letter to them basically saying how much they disagree with the act. They were actually talking about the fact that it is going to be a lot easier for YouTube to protect kids if they are on the platform as opposed to off the platform. So they're basically advocating against IDH verification around the world, especially in Australia. So I was hoping that, you know, when they would make updates like this whole YouTube Shorts update, which like I said at the beginning of the video is a good thing, they would go ahead and use their resources to go ahead and fight against these countries and states that are mandating it. Because YouTube made the very good point in this article that if Australia bans social media for kids under 16, they're not going to stop using YouTube. They're going to continue using YouTube. They're just going to use it signed out, because the way Australia's law works is that kids can't have a social media account, which will mean that parents will lose the ability to supervise their kids on YouTube. They're not going to be able to use any of the parental controls that YouTube has set. They're not going to be able to use YouTube's new feature where you can actually turn off Shorts so kids don't get addicted to it. There won't be any take a break well-being settings or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just disappointed with YouTube's lack of involvement in fighting against IDH verification. But you know, back on topic, YouTube did make this update, which is good. And like I said, this is actually an extension to YouTube's whole well-being settings update that they've had. Like in October of 2025, they actually announced that they're going to be having all these time limit settings for Shorts, so they can actually be paused for the day. YouTube stating that shorts are a core part of the YouTube experience. Setting a scrolling time limit on the shorts feed allows for this exploration while helping users be more deliberate about their viewing habits and manage their time effectively. The option to set and adjust custom time limits for shorts can be found within the YouTube account settings. YouTube says it's beginning to roll out starting today, so it may take a while. And again, that actually applies to the new YouTube Shorts update that they're doing today as well. And in January, that is when they actually added the whole time limit thing to begin with. And remember, this only applies for under 18 accounts, so YouTube might actually ask you to provide an ID if they feel like your account is under 18. And let's say you don't give YouTube your ID, which, as I've said in many videos before, you shouldn't, because who knows what they're doing with that information, who knows how long they're keeping it for. You will have some of these options set on your account by default. So for example, if your account gets marked as under 18 and you don't give them your ID, you will actually have shorts time limits, so you can't watch YouTube Shorts for too long. But if your account is linked with like your parents or something, then they can set the custom bedtime and take a break reminders for their kids' accounts and some optional features for adult users as well. I'm just happy to see that YouTube is doing an update like this, because we've talked about so many times before, especially throughout the years, right? YouTube has made a lot of bad decisions. The cop update, getting rid of the dislike button, their awful copyright system, their terrible AI moderation. I mean, I've criticized YouTube for a lot of things, but I gotta be honest and give them props when they deserve it. I really like this feature and I'm glad that they're doing this. Hopefully, I'm really hoping and praying that they roll this out to desktop as well. Apparently, people actually use YouTube more on their phones than they do on their computers. But yeah, I really hope that us desktop users also have an option to do this as well. Because here's the thing about YouTube Shorts that really annoys me. If you look up anything on YouTube, I'm talking about literally anything. Let's say I look up Mr. Beast or something, right? If I search up Mr. Beast, the first few videos that are going to come up are going to be long form videos, which most people are looking for. But the second I scroll down, I am immediately flooded with shorts. I don't want to see YouTube Shorts. Why am I being shown 2 long form videos, but then 10 shorts immediately after? That is insanity. If I wanted to go watch shorts, then I would go on the shorts feed right over here if I wanted to watch shorts. So I feel like it's really weird that YouTube essentially forces you to watch YouTube Shorts when you're searching something up, or even on the homepage as well. As you guys can see, this is my homepage. One of the suggested videos is from my gaming channel, DH Gaming. Definitely go check it out if you want to go see bad gameplay. So think about this, right? I'm on my homepage. I get suggested 2 long form videos. One of them is one of my own, so it's literally suggesting me content from my other channel, and the other one is some music. So you know what? Fair enough. The rest of pretty much the entire screen is all shorts. 5 shorts right over here, and then, you know, another one of these shorts is another video from my second channel, which I think is hilarious. I scroll down a little bit, I go see, okay, right, let's see what other long form videos are being recommended to me. One is from a year ago from Gamers Nexus, and another one is from 6 years ago. And then guess what? YouTube Playables. I mean, holy crap, man. The way they have their homepage nowadays, you barely even get to see the long form content anymore. You just immediately get flooded with YouTube Shorts and YouTube Playables. So I would love to have that type of option, as I just introduced on iOS, to be able to essentially just turn off the YouTube Shorts. So basically, when I go on my homepage, I will see the 2 videos over here and then probably more over here, right? I want to see actual long form videos and not short. On Playables, at least there is an option over here that says not interested for that, so fair enough there. But with the YouTube Shorts, come on, man. I am just trying to watch some long form videos, as are most people on desktop. So please let me do that. And like I said, if I want to watch shorts, then I will go watch shorts on this tab over here. And why the hell are they recommending me movies as well? It's like, it's just crazy. But anyways, yeah, I don't want to complain too much. I'm just saying, like, you know, while YouTube is at it and they're actually trying to get rid of YouTube Shorts on mobile, hopefully they actually get rid of them on desktop as well. Just allow us to customize our feeds. That's all I really ask. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. YouTube actually made a great update for once. YouTube now lets you turn off shorts permanently. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.